Hi there, I'm X King. Welcome back to another episode of Review Films currently in theaters. Today I am talking about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny follows Indiana Jones, played by Harrison Ford once again. And it starts out in 1944, where Indy and his friend Basil, played by Toby Jones, are trying to get some artifacts away from Nazis, including one scientist played by Mads Mikkelsen. And they end up managing to get this dial away from them. And they flash forward to years later, and Indy has not aged well. It's 1969. He's become separated from his wife. He's retiring from his professorship, and he ends up running into the daughter of his friend from earlier in the movie, played by Phoebe Walker-Bridge. And she wants the dial for her own reasons. He ends up showing it to her. She ends up stealing it and running away. And Indy has to now chase after her to get the dial back, all while that scientist from earlier in the movie is chasing after them both to get the dial for his own nefarious reasons. So, quick brief history about myself. So in 2008, when Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, I was a kind of sort of indie fan. I've seen a couple of the movies on TV at this point, and my grandfather ended up taking me to the movie theater to see it. And to this day, I say that Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the first film I remember seeing in theaters. Now, apparently, I had seen a couple other movies in theaters before this, but I don't remember any of them. I don't remember anything about them. But I do remember Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And as such, I kind of like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'll probably review this on my From the Archive series at some point, but needless to say, I have a guilty pleasure relationship with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So when Dial of Destiny was announced, I felt like a kid on Christmas. I've been wanting another indie movie, and I'll be honest, this film was perfectly serviceable. Yeah, I got nothing else as far as a compliment goes. The story's a little stretched out, especially for a plot like this. The film's about 3 hours long, and there's no reason for that. I mean, there's literally an entire chase scene that could have been cut from the movie, and the movie would have been about 15-20 minutes shorter. But other than that, this film follows all the beats I expected to. It's a quest where Indy has to go from one locale to another locale to another locale, chasing down artifacts to find this ultimate tool of which could lead to destruction, and that's what I was expecting. And I relatively enjoyed this film for what it was. I mean, was it great? No. Nowhere near as good as the other indie movies. I would even say it's worse than Crystal Skull. I probably am in the minority there because, again, I like Crystal Skull. And part of my problem is the characters. Specifically, Indy here specifically, as he is an older character than the other indie movies, and they point out his age a lot in this movie. It is not a factor in any scene in this film at all. They just keep bringing it up. But, I mean, if his age is a problem, why isn't it affecting him as a character? I do like the dynamic between him and Helena in this film. I really feel like these two characters, one character who's clearly been through a lot in his life, but still kind of has this idealistic view on history and wants to still protect it, versus this snide, sarcastic girl who also has gone through some stuff, but her path has led her down more of history's just for money. And I like how those two ideals conflict and how they play off each other. I really do enjoy that. Now, I do feel like the inevitable resolution between these two is a little bit rushed. But, I mean, I don't really know how you would have fixed that other than adding more time or cutting that chase scene out and making more character moments. The performances are all really well done, with the exception of Harrison Ford. Okay, so here's my problem with Harrison Ford in this movie. He's playing the same character he's played for the past, 3 years. He plays an old, grumpy drunk who's upset at the world. Yeah, I'm getting really tired of seeing this performance and seeing this in every movie he's in, with the exception of maybe Secret Lives of Pets 2, but that was a kid's movie. So, yeah, I really did not enjoy his performance in the film, and it's a shame because I feel like Phoebe Waller-Bridge is fantastic. I feel like Mads Mikkelsen is an insane villain in this film, and he manages to convey such menace whenever he walks into a room. He's so good. But Harrison Ford is just the weakest in an Indiana Jones film. I think it's time, and again, probably not going to be liked for saying this, that we recast the character, because I would have probably preferred a different type of performance for an Indiana Jones film other than standard Harrison Ford for the past 3 years. Then we have the visuals, and this is all over the place. As I won't lie, the visuals in the beginning of the film, except for the CGI around Harrison Ford to make him look younger, was a little off. I felt like I couldn't see the action as well as I could later in the film. And it's unfortunate because I think the de-aging technology actually worked really well in this movie. It's just the action's kind of hard to follow at times. And then the later parts of the movie, it's fine. It's nothing new. It's okay, I guess. I mean, I don't know how much I love that CGI is kind of taking over the action movie industry, but they use it all right here. There's some intensity that works really well. There were other times I felt bored because I could tell it was CGI. It's just kind of a mixed bag. The score by John Williams, it's a score by John Williams. Do I really need to critique it? I mean, at this point, you should hear John Williams' name, presume it's going to be good, and stop the video there. But I'll say it again. John Williams' score is good. It's really good. I listened to the entire score. I recommend giving it a listen. Even if you don't like the movie, it's a really good score. I know, shocker. Anyway, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is perfectly serviceable for what it is. I don't love this movie, but I was never going to. My expectations were way too high. But I don't hate this movie. Partially because I kind of knew it was going to be a dumb adventure story that really didn't live up to the hype. And I was secretly okay with that. I mean, would I have loved if this was an actual good Indiana Jones movie and that I could recommend it to Indiana Jones fans ever? Absolutely. But again, we're talking about the guy who liked Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so yeah, I find this movie perfectly serviceable and perfectly fine. So I'm going to give Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny a 6 out of 10. I recommend this one to people who liked Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I won't lie, I'm not sure how many people are going to like this one. I liked it, and I'm probably going to say this is a guilty pleasure, but unless you're really like me, you're probably not going to enjoy this one. So I'm having a hard time recommending it. At the end of the day, use your better judgment here. So, that's what I thought about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.